Alrighty. We've got a case to solve. I wouldn't be surprised if this game has you didn't close your door this many times. Okay, so the plan: do some more investigating. Bar and butter. Somewhere over there. Cargo container. Rhetoric impossible. Wait, a rhetoric check. I've put a lot of points in rhetoric since all of this. Gonna make a little detour here. Hey, can I just fast travel over there? Not from in here. Ever just be popping off? No, Dante. There is no popping off here.
You're back before the cargo container. Its draw has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
Persuade the door to open. I've got this.
Despite the dirt that surrounds and trails you, a beacon of light emerges from deep within you.
Hello. Is there anybody in there?
The door stands silent.
Satisfied, detective?
A wry smile crosses the lieutenant's face.
Try again.
If there's someone in there, I'd like to talk to you.
Just like that, you hear a click, then a rattle. Some mechanism unlocks itself inside the door.
Ahoy! Come on in!
Honestly, I don't think any of us were expecting something in here.
You can't be serious.
That's basically my reaction as well, Kitsuragi. Oh my gosh. Wow. Just believe in the weird, man. Just believe in the weird, man.
The man stands at the far end of the shipping container. It's hard to say anything more about him. You cannot make out any of his details, but you do feel the overwhelming presence of capital. The feeling causes all the hairs on your body to stand at attention, like soldiers preparing for review.
Wind.
Something's amiss. The light beams bend around his face and scatter in 1,000 directions. It seems the laws of physics do not apply here. They are suspended, distorted, and echo. Trying to visualize the physics at play is liable to give you an aneurysm. Don't think about it too hard. In the general stillness, only your tongue moves, flickering as you utter.
That is a crazy check. 20? Holy cow. Wow.
Welcome. Come in. Make yourself at home. Sorry, I'm not better able to receive you. I wasn't expecting visitors today.
You can't hear him exactly, yet you're able to understand every word he says. It is very strange. An overwhelming hum covers everything. Voice doesn't escape from him.
Now, what can I do for you, gentlemen?
What you can see of his body appears composed in a sharp summer suit and yacht shoes. Who are you?
Who am I? Oh, I haven't been asked that question for such a long time. I don't meet a lot of people outside my circle these days. Anyhow, my name is Rustam Theodore, investor, license holder, and extremely high net worth individual. And you are?
Mr. Diodore, I am Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi of the RCM, and this is my partner.
Harrier Dubois.
Pleasure to meet you, Harrier Dubois. I must admit, the name suits you very well.
What are you doing in this container?
Traveling. This is a great way to get around. It's fun, it's safe, and it gives me lots of time to think. By the way, let me now ask you a question. Where are we exactly?
We're in Martinez, a district of Revachol, the former capital of the world. Well, the world.
Ah, Revachol. I remember walking its streets as a teenager. There used to be a bowling alley in Stella Maris. I wonder if it's still there. It's a shame I can't get out and explore myself. One of the downsides of being an extremely high net worth individual is that mobs of low net worth individuals are constantly banding together to ask for money.
So you travel from place to place via shipping container.
Smart, you know? It also provides a means to hide from all the targeted advertising we extremely high net worth individuals are constantly subjected to. Luxury yachts, high fidelity portable radio systems, fail-proof outerwear, and so on. It just gets a bit middle class after a while. A bit bourgeois.
So you're saying being rich isn't worth the hassle?
What? No, I did not say that at all. Being rich is great. Just don't tell anyone I told you that.
Bending light appears to wink. How did you become so rich?
To be perfectly blunt, I inherited my fortune from my grandmother, who herself was an extremely high net worth individual back in Grad. All I did was take her fortune and invest it prudently. Believe it or not, it takes more than a bit of skill not to blow a vast fortune on sailing boats, bad choices, and unsupervised state policy.
Actually, at the level this guy is, it takes several generations to do that. But, alright.
What is it like being an extremely high net worth individual?
I gotta tell you, at first, being rich is a lot of work. You've got to work hard because everything's so darn expensive. You know, prices increase exponentially at this income level. But then, once you've reached my position, it's nearly impossible for me not to make money. My assets are so diversified that I'm bound to come out ahead no matter what. Some of my lower net worth friends say to me, "But doesn't that take all the fun out of it?" And I tell them, not really.
I suppose there is some amount of truth to that. You know, the richer you become, the more expensive things you buy. So What did he say? Prices increase exponentially. You know, you're gonna want more expensive things with the more money you have. That seems like a natural progression. You buy things within your means, as a way, I suppose. So that was it was an interesting way of how he described that. I don't. I don't necessarily prescribe myself to a political party, but I've been told that my views on wealth align with one particular political party. And to me, I just feel like if you're rich and you have a bunch of money, then like that's great. You have a bunch of money. I don't think you need to give that money or you owe that money to the rest of society, like you earned that money. So spend it however you want to spend it, as long as it's not doing horrible things, I guess. Which, I guess gets into the gray area, but whatever. But I don't really agree with this. Sure, maybe you want to tax them more or whatever, but some people work hard for their money. As someone who does not have a lot of money, the thought of, well, if one day I became a billionaire, well, a lot of my money is just not going to be there. Or, a sizable portion, perhaps. Totally agree if we get rid of inheritance. I admit there was a little part of me that kind of rolled my eyes when he said that he inherited his money, because it's just like, well, dang. But then after inheriting his money, he, invested it, I guess, to get more money. So it seems like he has utilized the money well, but yeah, I do agree with you, and I went into that direction as well when he mentioned it. So I'm just gonna go with this. You're right. Capital accumulation is its own reward.
Precisely, Mr. Dubois. I hear people talk sometimes about economic equality and fairness, but tell me, where would we be without liberalism? In caves, whacking each other with bones.
Just a bunch of evil apes duking it out on a giant ball.
Exactly. A world of slavery and violence, which brings us back to the essential truth of modernism. Where we are right now, the freedom of mankind can only be derived from the free flow of capital.
Work hard for your welfare money, sitting on your butt all day, is not easy. Well, some would say you have it good, but I'm sure you could have it better, Narv. I believe in you. Man, being a high net worth individual sounds great.
It is truly. It's almost entirely carefree. It really leaves you time to better yourself spiritually.
Hey, all this talk about money has made you lose the thread. What is going on with the light in this place? That's what you need to ask him about.
There's something strange about you.
What do you mean?
His essence seems to signify actual surprise. Well, I don't know how to put it. You look somehow a little different.
Are you talking about my chin?
No, I mean, I can't even see you. It's as if something is happening to the light.
Oh, that's what you mean. Yes, I've heard of this effect. though I've never witnessed it myself, of course. It has something to do with our Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient.
The Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient is a ratio designed to reflect the difference in net worth between individuals. When the coefficient is close to 1, or 100%, it means one person possesses all the net worth. Among that group of individuals, it's been observed that when the Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient reaches about 0.96 or so, the laws of physics begin to bend around the high net worth individual.
Are you telling me that you are so rich that light literally bends around your face?
Among other things. But calm down. I'm but a lowly single-digit billionaire.
I'm calm.
That's good.
Kim, are you seeing this weird stuff?
I see nothing of the sort. To be frank, all I see is a gentleman who's unusually well dressed for Martinez, in a cargo container, which I admit is odd.
Yes, I imagine that does look strange to you. My container.
Is this a real thing? The Weiss-Weisman coefficient? I'm gonna Google this. Not like a real thing, you know, like y'all know what I'm. This is a Disco Elysium thing. Weissman score is a performance metric for lossless compression applications. Alright, so this is a Disco Elysium thing. I thought maybe they like repurposed something else, which, you know, maybe they could repurpose that or whatever, but that's funny. Been doing some research on crypto lately. Seems like your cup of tea. It seems like crypto also mostly benefits people who already have a lot and kind of burns up the planet, at least the popular currencies. I don't have too much opinions on cryptocurrencies other than for a while there they were buying all the graphics cards, and then COVID happened, and then people were like, we should buy all the graphics cards so that we can use them to play games and stuff. And suddenly, you know, there were still no more graphics cards. I think that's just the way money works, in that the more you have of it, the more benefit you gain from having more of it. The only concern I have with cryptocurrencies is if I have $1, okay, that dollar is always going to be $1. And so, sure, prices go up, inflation exists or whatever, but I could still go somewhere and be like, here's my dollar. Whereas with cryptocurrency, I don't know how that works. I don't know how I can turn that 0.001 of a pixel into $1. I don't know how you cash out your cryptocurrency. I don't know how you convert your cryptocurrency into other cryptocurrency. I can take my dollar and go to Canada and get Canadian dollars. I can go to Europe and change my dollar to Europe dollars. But with cryptocurrency, how do I do that? I'm very ignorant in that regard, and so I just kind of, I don't know. Long story short, I don't think I'm getting into the cryptocurrency thing anytime soon, and probably going to stay away from NFTs too, because, you know, that crazy rabbit holes. We should get back to our investigation. Thanks for your time.
Why go so soon? I feel we've so much more to talk about. Ah, well, until next time.
Tech is really interesting. It scales poorly. A Bitcoin is always a Bitcoin. Both are flat currencies. It's worth something because people believe it is. See, but that part, that's where I get lost. You know, I'm sure you can say the same thing about a dollar bill. In that, you know, once people stop believing that a dollar is worth a dollar, then its value actually changes. But I don't think it's realistic to say that a dollar is going to lose the worth of a dollar. I feel like, at least in my lifetime, a dollar is always going to be a dollar. But a Bitcoin or a cryptocurrency's value is based off of the perception of, and I would say an infantile perception, like a perception that hasn't existed for very long and is still so very prone to misinterpretations and various other things that one Bitcoin is, I guess, maybe kind of like a stock in a way. Like the value can just go up because people say, you know, like, oh, it's this one Bitcoin is $21 today, whereas yesterday it was probably $2. The whole belief thing just gets into the realm of nebulism, or, you know, a nebulous void of this large percentage of people deciding what the value, or a small percentage of people that have the large percentage of that coin or currency deciding what the value is. And that kind of stuff just whoosh, you know. NFTs are a pyramid scheme. Sorry, maybe a bit opinionated. It's all good. It's all good. I've seen a lot of information about NFTs, and it's all secondhand information. I have not dived into it myself, but I've definitely seen a lot of people that are very opinionated about NFTs. And of those opinions and of the things that I've seen for myself about NFTs, I have no reason to believe that I can achieve any value from pursuing anything NFT related. At the same time, I'm not necessarily convinced that NFTs are bad. I think there are some environmental concerns for sure. I also think that people have the choice to make their own decisions, and if those are stupid decisions, then, you know, you make a stupid decision, and hopefully you learn from it. Keep him out of my video games, though. I don't want anything to do with that. What the sucker fool is going on here?
That's one brutal motor carriage.
Says the young man with the that written on his back.
If I were a real skull now, I'd jack it, paint it in palm tree livery, then bottom light it, neon style.
His companion wears a simple yet elegant slogan.
A snazzy shit-ripped skullmobile like this would make a fine trophy. We could, like, hang fucking shrunken heads from the side mirrors. Cops' heads. Scary tribal shit.
Yeah, tribal shit. A cop carriage like this would have proper skull value.
While I appreciate the interest you take in my brutal motor carriage, I have to stop you right there. The RCM takes threats directed at its property seriously.
It's just theoretical work, Copper. No basis in reality. Man, if we were certified skulls right now...
Skulls. Now there's a strong organizational title.
Who are you?
I can tell you who we're not, cop. We're not snitches or skulls.
Which is not to say that the skulls are bitches and... On the contrary.
The part of this presentation you want to take home with you, cop man, is we're not part of the skulls yet.
Okay then, let's indulge in some intellectual exchange. These young men seem eager to share their beliefs.
Who are the skulls?
You don't know? What kind of cop are you?
It's not a question. Don't get into it.
No, I really don't.
The skulls are the most vicious gang of the Besmertne.
His voice rings with excitement.
Besmatine, or the Besmati, the Immortals, are West River Sholian crime syndicates.
The nastiest bunch of psychos ever. Jacking carriages and getting into high-speed chases.
Possessing an infinite amount of fuck-all swagger, infamous for their non-verbal modus operandi.
They usually occupy the burnt-out quarter in Jamrock, or you can find them loitering around their brightly painted bottom-lighted vehicles.
I can't wait to become a skull. Bottom lights are wretched aggressive.
Wretched aggressive. Money is made up, and the points don't matter. You're selling the idea of compliments as currency. What an interesting idea, Dante. I feel like you could write a fictional book about that. That would be a very interesting book to read. We have not seen huge fluctuations in our lifetime in dollars. Crypto is wildly fluctuating, true. With NFTs, even the tech is dodgy. Those are the things that have started to like trickle into my view. Is apparently an NFT. So the whole like picture thing, like, I have this NFT of this picture. And then people like taking screenshots of the NFT. Apparently, the NFT is like the NFT. It is not the picture. So in a sense, the picture is irrelevant. It is only the NFT or like the receipt that is being sold or valued or what have you. And so that's where the distance starts growing crazy large for me, because it's like, what's the point of the picture then if the receipt, this intangible thing, is what's being sold. And it just goes down the rabbit hole from there. Hey, Smiggy. How's your life on this fine day? My day is pretty good. I woke up 10 minutes before the stream, so I could have woken up 20 minutes prior to that and been good. But when I woke up, there was no exhaustion whatsoever. When that happened, it was actually kind of interesting. You know, usually when you wake up later than you want to, you just kind of like, man, this sucks. But today there was a strange spring in my step, I suppose. Like, just like, I'm awake, I'm doing stuff. I don't feel like I need to wake up further. It was interesting. You hear NFT? Yeah, we kind of dove into a little bit of talk about currency, whether it be like dollars or cryptocurrency or NFTs and things like that. Yep, can't store very much data in the blockchain. The picture could vanish anytime. You own a link to the picture. As Crazy, 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 crazy stuff. Do you know anything about the murder that took place here?
Murder?
Man was hanged in the backyard of the Whirling Rags.
Yeah, sure. We'll gladly tell you everything we know about it. It was a man.
Also, he was hanged.
Anything else?
He was hanged from a tree.
Yeah, I mean, duh.
These punks don't know anything. Let's just move along.
Hey, stop right there. How does one know anything?
Ah, this sounds like epistemology, a field so occupied by thought that it begins to question thought itself.
Oh, man. See, this would have been the great part for me to use rhetoric or logic to, or even, what's some other skills that I have? Conceptualization, drama, to be like, well, people know things because, and then just go into this huge tirade about that. I know you don't know anything.
Exactly. How can one know shit? For example, how can one be sure that there truly is a body hanging behind a hostel?
What if it's art? Or just a mere specter?
Maybe it's true. The hanged man is merely a prop in a performance. We are the audience, and the artist is hiding somewhere in the dark.
It's not. The man is dead and we need answers.
So what do you think we know?
You guys know Cindy the Skull.
Oh yeah, Cindy's a right proper skull.
The young man's eyes glaze over, his voice filled with longing.
Yeah, a true artist of the future. Just like Arno van Eyck.
By the way, if you see Cindy, give her our regards.
He adds, returning from whatever void he was just visiting.
For all their nihilistic posturing, these young men are not lacking in youthful idealism. The lieutenant on your left is unusually lenient toward them.
Who's Van Eyck?
Old man, it doesn't matter. You'll be long gone before his greatness is recognized.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm pretty old.
Yep, old as fuck.
Yeah, man. It's like at death's door. No wonder you know nothing about the future. You won't be there.
Judging by that, Van Eyck is some sort of musician. Or killer.
Why aren't there more skulls in Martinez?
The Union does their share of policing in Martinez, at least where gangs are concerned. That's why there isn't much organized crime around here.
Apart from the unions themselves, of course.
Don't you worry about that. We're gonna make up for the deficit.
Yeah, we are.
Your rhetoric is confusing. Are you part of the skulls or not?
We're not franchise skulls. Well, not yet. Once we get our name out there, we'll have a chance to join them.
And what makes you think that the organization would accept you?
Because we can be just as psycho and vicious. You'll see.
Ah, you'll see for sure once we're in. It's the last thing you'll ever see before the void consumes you.
Throw him off his game.
Are you sure a skull would say that?
Well, yeah, I mean, we're only saying practice things for now, so we don't mean no harm to the Skulls brand, or to you.
This is definitely something the Skulls would say. But we're not trying to encroach on the Skulls brand in any way. On the contrary, we're just here to market it.
So you're just pretending to be as nasty and vicious as the skulls?
Hey, we could be just as hard. Like pavement on top of pavement, or a brick on top of another brick.
Or a grave on top of a grave.
These kids have the vocabulary, but might be missing a brain. Wouldn't a grave on top of a grave be just a big hole? What's hard about holes? Filling them up, baby.
Enough of this scullery, then.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. You've already written a novella about dystopia that uses words as currency. Poor people have very few words, and because of the limited vocabulary, always sound stupid compared to the wealthy who know around their access to a wide vocabulary. Follows a ditch digger that works in a ditch digging company. His best friend works in the ditch filling company. Really? Really? You know, Dante? That is one of the most compelling and interesting things I've heard from you. Incredibly interesting. Smiggy here did too much around that, mainly research in the community. Still so much to learn. It's so interesting. I'm done with my research. I'll just continue to hear all the satellite information.
The waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards. Simmer down, bastards.
Why does she care about the waves so much?
What is it with you and those waves?
What is it with waves and fishermen? We need to be out there with them, fishing, making a living. So I asked them to accommodate me. But until that happens, I can try to assist you the best I can. So, what will it be, officer?
Looking for someone. Maybe you can help.
Let's see. Who are you looking for?
Looking for a suspect who might have stayed in this neighborhood.
Okay. When did this person stay here?
Very recently, over the past few days. He might have arrived on Friday.
Oh. I've been out on the sea for most of the past week. The weather's been good for fishing, so I usually start at 4 in the morning.
Really?
Yes, that's the optimal time. Got to make the most of the calm. I've been sleeping like a corpse after. The sea really takes its toll. Now I'm just waiting for the wind to settle to get out there again. Sorry I couldn't help you out. Maybe I can help you find someone else.
Well, that's it. I'm not looking for anyone else right now.
Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
Actually, I'll be seeing you. Result of Novel November. It's a strange read. I was part of a writing club, as I think we would call it, where we would write something every week. And I think one of the more interesting stories that I wrote for that was, I think someone had died and they were like just on the cusp of an afterlife of some sort. But they, like, there was this long line or something like that, and they were just chilling there, and they were just talking about their surroundings and how they felt and things like that. It was one of the stories that I was like really, really proud of. And then I got feedback from one of the people, and they said it was an interesting read, but like it really wasn't about anything or something like that. And that really deflated me, you know? Like, the story doesn't have to be about anything, does it? Can I just have like this moment where a character just kind of sits there and laments to themselves while they're on the cusp of potentially moving on to something different? You know, experiencing something that they've maybe never experienced before. I'm still kind of salty about that feedback.
The old woman still hums her unknown song. She opens her eyes to acknowledge your presence. There's a gap where the name of that song should be. You should ask her about it right now.
We've seen a red-haired woman named Ruby around the coast.
Nay, I haven't seen anyone lately.
Okay, but do you know who I'm talking about?
This is my little cinder block town. I know what goes on around here.
She's being evasive. She knows something.
There was a murder in Martinez. She might be a suspect. We would appreciate your help.
Would you now? I know how this world works, and it doesn't work when people tell on each other.
This isn't about the Union, you know. You don't have to worry about retaliation.
Ah, I should have known. This is yet another Union mess. I'm not afraid of them, you know. We are not in the habit of being afraid around here.
I see. You know something, but you've decided not to tell us.
There's not much to tell. People come and go. Now, was there something else?
I see, ma'am. I hope you don't mind if we look around anyway.
Ruby was here. You know it.
Boy!
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone while the other watches him do it.
You guys look... Oh, I read this as, you guys look stupid. And I was like, get bodied. Have you seen any bad people around?
What bad people?
One of the twins looks up, his mouth slightly open.
I don't think questioning 4-year-olds without their parents present is going to crack the case.
Alright, what do you know? Let's ask the one that is sober.
Tequila sunset.
Nods in appreciation. Have you seen a red-haired woman named Ruby around here lately?
Can't really remember seeing any women after losing my keys.
It's a touchy topic. He hasn't got laid in ages. He really has no idea who this Ruby is, sire.
Okay. Wrong, those 4-year-olds are full of information. I'm telling you. I think people really underestimate how smart kids are and or how much kids actually see.
The legend returns. You know the dance. Smokeable smoke.
This is...
Thanks, cool, Abigail.
Have you seen any women around here lately?
Abigail? No, thanks.
What I thought.
The light vanishes inside the concrete slit. The structure goes deep under the earth.
What's in there?
Maybe it's just a storm drain for the sewer.
Okay. Maybe they even killed the guy. They definitely killed the guy. Kids, man. Kids. They know everything.
Hello. Isn't this a fine morning?
I really hate how we're asking this question like this. Can we just say, hey, we're looking for a woman that has red hair. Have you seen her?
No, I'm afraid I can't help you with this one, officer. It's just a regular day off for me and Mikhail here.
He pats his son's head.
So you haven't seen anyone around?
No, I'm sorry. As I said, this is just a day off. We just arrived anyway.
There's something friendly and familiar in how he says that. A day off. He's telling the truth. He hasn't seen anyone.
Go see if the grandma is the one. Not here, right? Nope. Oi.
Oh, hey, Wade. There's coffee in the back. Oh, wait. I meant the mother's love.
Apparently I can't ask you any questions. Which makes me even more suspicious that she's the one. Incredibly suspicious. Unbelievably suspicious. If a woman is finding something, look around, maybe get into her shack somehow.
The shaggy-haired girl kneels.
So you talked to my associates, right? Are you going to help us? With the church, I mean.
Those are your associates? Actually. I wasn't going to go ask those kids because they're in the tent all the time. Then I realized, I think they have a description of her, and it might have had to do with red hair. We'll mark on this loading screen.